If you watched my last video, then you already know this. You can be fully aware of your self-limiting behaviors and beliefs and still keep repeating them. And that is because awareness is not enough. Even releasing the energy, even physically releasing it, is not the final step. Because once you release, there's this opportunistic space that is so often overlooked that I'm going to address. And the question we need to ask is, what do you put there in that space you just created? Otherwise, the brain just goes back to what it's used to, familiarity. Now, this is where most people get really stuck on their healing journey. They might even partially let go of an old pattern of behavior or an old belief, but they don't install a new one even semi-consistently to override it. So I'm taking you through a sequence in my videos. Each one builds on the last to actually help you to shed of those old patterns and to begin to cultivate and install new ways of being that are useful and helpful to build an abundant life. So subscribe if this aligns with you and your mission to do that right now. So I used to think that rewiring your brain meant just thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. I thought that it was something that you had to begin to just install via words or trying to convince yourself of something new. But guess what? None of that actually worked for me. Your brain doesn't change on what you say once, twice, or even a few times. It changes based on an intensity of feeling and semi-consistency in that feeling intensity. So it will change based on what you feel, the intensity of what you feel in an experience. And this is the part that's missed so often. It is that your brain doesn't fully distinguish between something that's actually happening in reality and something that you imagine in your mind. If you can imagine something with full intensity and full presence, your mind is going to believe that it's reality. And this is the hack that we really need to start taking advantage of, because this means that you can start practicing a new way of being in your life before your life actually manifests into that. This will allow you to attract more aligned people, more aligned environments, and you need to have that step before you begin to actually manifest that. So you need to actually create that foundation first. So you could be thinking, okay, but how does imagining anything actually change anything? And that's fair, because this is not about pretending. This is about training. So this is training the brain to begin to handle and hold experiences that you want in your life. Okay, so let's break this down into something that you can actually start doing today. So your brain learned current patterns through repetition of moments that felt emotional and familiar. You learned both helpful and unhelpful responses, which are patterns of behavior, to navigate through life based on your underlying belief system about yourself and your relationship to others in the world. So to change these unhelpful responses, you have to give your brain a new way to experience a different response, rooted in a different belief system. And this is exactly what visualization can do. So let me show you how this works step by step. And that starts with first choosing a response that you really don't like repeating. And this isn't going to be your whole life. It's not going to be everything at once. It's going to be one response that you just don't enjoy. And ideally, it would be something that you've already expressed, aka in my last video. Something like over apologizing, shutting down, people pleasing. Just ask yourself where this pattern usually shows up and be pretty specific about it. Be specific about this reaction and this response and how it shows up in your life. Is it in a conversation or a relationship or the consistent experience at work? Be really specific about this, because this is where it lives. And then what's going to happen is you're going to replay that moment in your mind, but differently. So instead of reacting the way that you normally would, you're going to visualize yourself responding in a healthier, more aligned way of being, a way that feels more empowered and authentic to you. So maybe this is pausing instead of people pleasing. Maybe it's staying present instead of shutting down. Maybe it's expressing what you truly feel rather than just agreeing with somebody else. Or maybe even just a feeling of empowerment washes over you rather than you even responding at all. Because that empowerment feeling, that's a new way of being that's going to shape your response in reality. So hold on to that feeling. That's the part that matters the most. How does this moment feel in the body? You might be calmer, more grounded, more certain. And this is because the feeling is what your brain learns from. It's learning from that experience, not from just the words. The imagination is as strong as the reality. And when you repeat this, the brain starts recognizing that as important, and it's going to start overriding your old response. And that's when things begin to shift. So now here's the part that people talk about a little less, is once you've already done that, life's gonna test you. You're gonna experience a moment that feels exactly like your old pattern of behavior. And this is where people are like, okay, nothing's changed. My life is the same. But no, something did, because now you have the tools and you have the practice to be able to respond in your new empowered way. This is called a test. So instead of reacting automatically, you have a chance to do something different. This is where you feel that, oh, that wash of, I did that. I'm so proud of myself. So if this is landing for you, what is one pattern of behavior that you're excited to rewire? Comment below. So this is where the rewiring actually happens. This is where, after we've shed our old patterns, we've released them from the body, we can begin to install new ways of being. This is not just in your mind, this is in real life. And you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to do it super consistently every time. You have to do it semi-consistently, and you have to repeat that feeling over and over so the brain remembers it and overrides your old patterns. Now, this is not by forcing change. This is by practicing until you get it. So in my next video, I'm going to show you how you can actually hold this new identity long term so that you don't fall back into old patterns, how you can begin to integrate this into reality so that this becomes a thing of the past. So subscribe to be notified when that happens, because once you release and rewire, you don't just feel different. Your life becomes so different. And I want that for you. See you in the next video.